and you're listening to the Mid Morning Talk with me, Fazila Isaac, on Salam Media. Don't forget, you are able to engage with us on our social media platforms. You can drop us a WhatsApp on 061 766 0355. Get us on Twitter at Salam Media. Facebook, www.facebook.com/Salam Media. We are inviting you to send in all of your comments or whatever you'd like to engage on. Let us know. On the line now, we are joined by Trustee at the Al-Imdaad Foundation, Qari Ziyaad Patel. Qari will be telling us about the assistance that they are giving to the people in the Jagersfontein area. Now we know we woke up to the news that the Jagersfontein mine dam collapsed due to sludge build-up. There was major infrastructure damage, and this actually included the ESCOM substation and the wastewater treatment as well. Lots and lots of homes were damaged, unfortunately, and lives were also lost for in that time actually. There was a total estimated number of 399 people that were affected. President Ramaphosa actually did acknowledge the Al-Imdaad Foundation for the work that they have done in that area. Assalamu alaikum, Qari Patel.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Jazakallah for joining us. There's just, the situation when you guys went there, when the team went there to Jagersfontein, what was the situation like?
I think getting the ground report from our teams that are presently stationed there, that have been working very actively on the ground since the last 2 days. To see something like this play out here on home ground in South Africa is something which is really alarming. I think that was the first initial report what we got from our team, that they were actually shocked to see that level of destruction, that scale of destruction which happened in Jagersfontein. And for something like this to play out in today's modern day age, when so many measures and so many security measures should be in place to prevent such a disaster from happening, or at least mitigate the effects of such a disaster. This is really sad. And I hope that all stones are turned over to make sure that the mine which is responsible for this disaster is taken to task.
100%. It is quite stunning to hear that something like this would happen now. Like you said, in this age, there's so much that can be done in order for them to reinforce these structures that they have. There's a lot that could have been done to prevent this unfortunate circumstance. Assistance is always needed. So, the Al-Imdaad Foundation went out there and did what they needed to do. Tell us about the aid that was actually given to the people in the affected areas.
So before I come to that, I want to say something as well, is that if you go back into history, we'll find something very similar happened in Virginia. This may be about 25 to 30 years back, if I'm correct. I stand to be corrected. But I do know in Virginia, in the future, something of this sort did play out as well. A second time around, again in the Free State province, something like this is playing out again the second time around. We really need to do some soul searching. We really need to get our act together. It's a very sad situation that, once bitten, twice shy. That's what the proverb says. But here we've been bitten so many times and nothing seems to be done about it. Nevertheless, from a humanitarian perspective, Al-Imdaad Foundation, our teams were activated immediately. We have a local team that responds to any incident or disaster. This team is activated at the call of the South African National Disaster Management, whether it may be from a national level, a provincial level, or a local level. The Jagersfontein, we were activated from a provincial level from the Free State, whom we do have an MOU with, we do have a memorandum of understanding with. We work very actively with all provincial disaster management. And once they activated us and they called us for our assistance, our teams were dispatched, an assessment was carried out, and initial aid was given to 400 people, initial aid. This comprised of simply emergency medical relief for these people, emergency relief aid in the form of hygiene packs, blankets, food packs, clean water. Also, another thing, a point to mention is a lot of animals have been affected here. And perhaps also on social media, you will be able to see some of the pictures floating around of how the animals have been affected. And this is also a very, 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 very sad state of affairs. One is humans need assistance. What about the animals that are going to be needing our assistance? Because remember, this entire area, Jagersfontein, a lot of stock farming takes place in this vicinity.
Subhanallah. It's just, it's amazing to be seeing things like this happen now, and like you mentioned, over and over and over again. Once bitten, twice shy is exactly how it's supposed to be put. But what can be done to prevent things like this? Who can be spoken to? I know it goes levels, but what can be done on the ground to get these people to be accountable for the infrastructure that's all around?
I mean, these mines are making massive profit. They should be held responsible for what has happened. In Saraya, we can't keep the lights on. Where do we keep the security and the regulations on when it comes to mitigating and preventing these disasters? So, it's a very sad state of affairs. But from a humanitarian perspective, we need to do what we need to do when people are affected. People need assistance. People need help. And in this case, even the animals, whatever we can do, we need to do something. So our team will be stationed in Jagersfontein, as long as it takes to see some kind of normality come back. And okay, we also need to give credit where it's due. The provincial government of the Free State has been very, very helpful, being very they helping us to facilitate aid where it is needed. So Alhamdulillah for that. Thanks for that, and we congratulate and commend them for that as well. But we will need to take a serious assessment to look at medium to long-term needs, and thereafter see how best we can assist and help them. If there's anyone out there that wants to help and assist, whether it's in cash or kind, you're more than welcome to contact the Al-Imdaad Foundation, and we will make sure that your donations, whether it's in cash or kind, will be filtered to those people that are affected the most, and to see how best we can assist them going forward.
Now, we know the team is currently at this Bongile township in Dundee, doing water distributions, etc. What kind of assistance is required? What additional assistance is required at this point?
Speaking to our ground team this morning and receiving the reports, right now I think the need of the hour is basic emergency relief, which is food, which is clean water, blankets, mattresses, etc. Just to keep people going, the basic needs to keep people going. That is what is required as of now. Medium to long-term needs, we will be able to only understand this in the next few days. And once that assessment report comes out to us, then only we can act on that. But for now, we're making a humble appeal to anyone out there. We need basic humanitarian, basic relief aid in the form of food, clean water, mattresses, blankets, hot meals, etc. for those that have been affected.
Qari Ziyaad Patel, Jazakallah khair for joining us today and for giving us some insight into what is happening to our fellow brothers and sisters in the Free State. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to reward the foundation and everybody who grants assistance with this, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for your time.
Barakallah feek. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. That was Qari Ziyaad Patel from the Al-Imdaad Foundation. They are on the ground doing the work there at Jagersfontein in the Free State. Should you want to assist in any way, please contact the Al-Imdaad Foundation. Do anything that you can to help. Every little makes a difference, inshallah. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be speaking to Sicelo Mabuza, who is the entrepreneur of the day. He's our Hitler's guest. We're going to be speaking to him about his entrepreneurial journey. Stay tuned.